Welcome back. That recovery that we're seeing in the bank Nifty is sort of fizzled out, but Reliance is the one which is really going to end at the highest point of the day, and of course, highest point of its trading history, 1882 on that stock. Sun Pharma, Lever is the other stock which has actually helped the markets. In fact, Lever, Nestle, there's a bit of a defensive tinge to this market. IT has done well, Britannia, so all these names have done well. Mayuresh Joshi is joining us now in this part of the show. Mayuresh, good afternoon. I wanted your thoughts first on a name like Axis Bank. What would be your view here?
Afternoon, Anuj. No, with the kind of upheaval that you're seeing for the banking industry as a whole, again, numbers will be very, very keenly watched out for. The moratoriums a lot of managements have put forth are clearly coming off. What we witnessed in Q4 and what is the ground situation at this point of time. The advances growth, specifically on the retail side, have started seeing a fair amount of pickup. And what has happened in terms of that liability franchisees, I think they are holding up pretty well, which is again a fact which is getting reflected through NIMs actually holding out. The provisioning that the bank has done, or generally the industry that has gone through the pandemic, the excess provisioning might still continue for a quarter. But what it does in terms of the disbursement growth going forward and the advance is expected to come back in the second half, I think the larger private sector banks, Anuj, would be watched out for. But within the larger names, I think HDFC Bank is something that I would probably have on the watch list.
Okay, all right. By the way, one stock that's been under consistent pressure from the morning is Tata Power. The company has sent yet another statement saying that this revocation of the PPA agreement in Gujarat with Mundra, it's not going to impact their ongoing negotiations with with what's happening with the Mundra plant in terms of tariffs. But Mayuresh, good afternoon. The market doesn't seem to be buying it. What's your thought on Tata Power?
Afternoon, Surabhi. No, absolutely. I think one really needs to see what kind of developments take place. I think the Mundra PPA and what has happened at this point of time and juncture is obviously going to be something that needs to be watched out from an earnings perspective. The second element that we should also be observing is that their profits were aided because of the coal JV and because of the tremendous benefits that they probably got out of that. The third element, obviously, for Tata Power, which needs to be taken into account, is their debt deleveraging. Yes, they've noted that they've completed the sale of the Synergy business, they've received 110 million. But the sale of their defense business, what happens in terms of the renewables and the shipping portfolio, and the debt, which is at 47,500 crores, that really needs to come down to ensure that the free cash flows stay consistent in a very volatile situation like this. The free cash flow yield has been good, the dividend yield has been good, but the run-up also has been quite stupendous for the stock, Surabhi. So again, I think it's a wait-and-watch mode. Let's see the developments happening on this front specifically.
Okay, fair enough. Mayuresh, we're just winding down. So very quick last 30 seconds on insurance. We were looking at pretty decent data from most of the insurers, barring ICICI Prudential Life for the month gone by. Do you have a top pick here?
Yes, I think the space looks very, very interesting, underpenetrated. The expectations in terms of the right product mix should do wonders for them in terms of the value of new business margin. What has happened with the new tax rules, whether there are any takers, and with the pandemic playing its own part, the kind of space and the kind of insurance policies that can get sold off, I think that can be significant over a longer period of time. Again, the core parameters that you probably look at in terms of the VNB margins, the value of new business itself, the embedded value that they're trading at, and the return on embedded value. Yes, I think it's a very, very interesting space that is there for the medium to long term. Yeah, something on the watch list can be stocks like an SBI Life, HDFC Life.
Okay. All right, Mayuresh. Thanks for joining in with some quick thoughts on these stocks today.